studied homeopathy, and to my amazement, I found that homeopathy actually offered something as an option to orthodox vaccination. In other words, a form of immunisation. We call it now homeoprophylaxis. And that's when I really decided to make that my main focus in clinic. So I started practicing in 1984, and by 1985 I designed a program to be used by Australian parents, because of course I'm in Australia, as an option for them instead of the orthodox vaccination program. And of course things have developed since then. Not only has this been my main focus in my professional life, but I've been in touch over the years with literally tens of thousands of families who are making decisions. And to be honest with you, especially these days, but even 30 years ago, the decision whether or not to vaccinate, whether to use some option, is one of the hardest decisions new parents have to make. Because of course we know, especially now, the overwhelming amount of promotion, advertising and pressure from all areas within orthodox medicine and from politicians and from the community in general for people to vaccinate. So I really have seen many people agonise over this decision, and some of them have decided to vaccinate and some have decided to use homeoprophylaxis. My own view is I'm there to be a person who gives them options, who gives them factual information, because one of the main things in this whole debate is the absence of simple truths. There's a whole lot of information out there which is not accurate, which is not evidence-based, even though there are claims that it is. And for parents to have simple truths about safety and effectiveness of both vaccination and homeoprophylaxis, to me is the most important thing that I can do, hence all the research I've done from really 1985 onwards.
The distinction between homeoprophylaxis and vaccines, because they start from the same premise, they start from using the disease product, is a number of things. One, attenuation. And attenuation means to weaken. So vaccines are attenuated to a certain point, but there's still a pathogen present. Homeoprophylaxis is attenuated until there are no molecules of the original substance at all. So you've rendered it an energetic frequency. So it's just like downloading information from the universe. You know, you're downloading information instead of introducing something that's material. Another difference is the route of introduction. Vaccines are introduced with a needle, so they're injected directly into the system. Mother Nature does not impart disease in that fashion. Mother Nature gives disease through mucous membrane. We breathe something in, we eat something, and homeoprophylaxis is on a pellet that's put in the mouth so that it's being introduced to the mucous membrane. Another difference is the additives that are in vaccines. Vaccines are grown on mediums. Frequently, they're animal mediums, monkeys' kidneys, they have casein, they have even on human diploid tissue, on aborted fetal tissue. And those tissues of other life forms carry viruses and things that are unknown. So you are taking that into your system, it's becoming part of your DNA. If you get a vaccine that's been grown on a monkey kidney, then that DNA is becoming part of your system. Also, there are different excipients, there's preservatives, there's antibiotics, and there's adjuvants in vaccines. And adjuvants are designed to boost the response to the vaccine so that it will create antibodies. And homeoprophylaxis has none of these because homeoprophylaxis doesn't aim to just increase antibodies. It's addressing the immune system in a balanced way so that it's addressing both innate and adaptive arms of the immune system, giving overall long-term health benefits.
formerly PhD in biomedical sciences. I specialized in cancer immunologist. I went through training here in the United States at UCSD, and after finishing my program, I stayed for a couple or just 1 year as a postdoc working at epigenetics and cancer with the focus on immunology. And afterwards, as I'm a pharmacist, trained and graduated from Mexico, I decided to license myself here in the state in California and became a pharmacist. So I did all the qualifications I required, and I became a clinical pharmacist. So I've been working as a hospital pharmacist now for, I would say, it's going to be close to 10 years. And on the side, I've still been doing some consulting in my research. As a scientist, we know about our electrons, we know about photosynthesis, we know how plants are so magnificent that they can actually transform the light of the sun, the photon, into energy. Our animals that we consume or ourselves eat this plant, so at a certain point we all eating a product of the sun that is energy. And if I want to dig more into it, why we actually work on ATP, and that is energy. So if I really think about energetic medicine or just energy medicine, it does make sense 100% without me even knowing the fields and what I know now about energy medicine and how we are actually a light being. My mom, I think she was very intuitive, and she actually used some homeopathy when we had some severe diseases, such as hepatitis A. We were treated the entire time with homeopathic, and which is an energetic medicine, because as a pharmacist, I'm aware that there is no actual substrate or medication in the actual compounded homeopathic, concoction that they provide you. So I saw the effects, or I felt the effects as being a kid, and as I've grown up, I've been using homeopathic as well in many instances, and I do see the effects. So I can only explain as energetic.